Good news and bad news for you this morning. The good news is I am 100% sure that God's given me a word, and it's not very long. Bad news, and this is more bad news for you than it is for me, I think. Bad news is I was inspired by the children's musical, and I will sing my sermon this morning. You're expecting me to start singing, but I'm not going to do it. You know, our children did a great job last week with the musical, didn't they? They brought us some powerful messages about being the church. And they did it through singing, through songs. You know, songs point to something, don't they? Do you ever listen to songs when you're in a bad mood to make you happy again? Or maybe when you're in a good mood because you just need something to let it spill out of you? Or maybe you listen to songs because you want to move a little bit. Anybody move a little bit? I've put together something this morning as we started. I'm going to take full liberty as youth pastor to do this. I've put together a 2-minute and 30-second collection, if you will, of some pieces of music that make me move, that I play when I'm feeling good. So, Dave, would you hit that for me? All right. So now I don't know where to go. No, but songs, they make us move. They express something. They point us to something. They breathe, don't they? when you sing them, don't you just feel like you're alive, maybe a little bit, or speaking some kind of message, or pointing to something beyond ourselves? Songs give us the outlet to point to something beyond ourselves. This morning, we're looking at two passages in Isaiah, in chapter 49 and chapter 53. And this is a broader passage. It's part of a broader passage called the Servant Songs. It's Isaiah 42, 1 through 9, 49, 1 through 7, 54 through 11, and 52, 13 through 53, 12. I'll test you on that later. These servant songs, though, they have within them a rhythm. They have within them something pointing to something beyond themselves. They have within them the regular recurrence of an action or function, such as the beat of a heart. They have within them the regular recurrence of elements in a system of motion. Servant songs. These passages have within them a rhythm of life. What's your rhythm of life this morning? What song are you portraying with your actions, with your attitudes, with your smiles or your frowns or your yawns or whatever it is? What's your song this morning? I'm going to read some phrases and some words to kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. In chapter 49, these are just some phrases or some words talking about the rhythm of life that's expressed. Chapter 49, you are given a call, a purpose. You have birth, new life. You are being formed. You're part of a journey. You're acting on one's call. Chapter 42, being chosen, created, having the gift of life, the gift of a breath. Freeing of the captives, bringing of light, bringing of life. Chapter 50, instruction, waking, opening one's ears, offering of oneself in service. The rhythm of life. It's talking about a rhythm of life, okay? Can you hear I'm going somewhere with this? Okay, the song that's portrayed is this rhythm of life. And what's happening here in Isaiah is that it's speaking to how we find true life. It's speaking to something deeply embedded within our souls, something that was put inside of us when we were knit together in our mother's wombs. This rhythm of life points to one true example of how we're to live and find life. These songs, this rhythm, points us directly to Christ Jesus as the servant. Okay, so we have the songs in this rhythm. The next part of the rhythm that I'm going to talk about this morning is a community. Many times throughout Isaiah, through these passages, through these servant songs, we have mentioned Israel. The author mentions Israel. And when it's mentioned, it's talking about God's ideal of living together in community. The New Testament refers to, and most emphatically Matthew, refers to this community as the kingdom. Here's some of these passages this morning from Matthew about the kingdom and the community that God wishes to establish with us now and in the future. Matthew chapter 5. God blesses those who are poor and recognize their need for him, for theirs is the kingdom. 6:10 in the Lord's Prayer, may your kingdom come and your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Chapter 6, verse 33, we are told to seek first his kingdom. In chapter 10, 7 and 8, go and announce that the kingdom of heaven is near. It has come, or is coming. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cast out demons. Give as freely as you have received. There's this community that Isaiah talks about. This community, this ideal way we are to live, and that is where these songs are birthed.